It's Wednesday and you know what that means. Well, it might be Crypto Espresso, your teeny tiny daily shot of caffeinated crypto headlines. As your host, Andrew, I take great pride in launching news at your face like it's some kind of comedic news pie. First up later today, the Ethereum blockchain will complete its latest milestone. 2 upgrades called Shanghai and Capella, or Chapella, if you will, take place tonight. And this means that validators who have locked up their ETH in a deposit contract, some since back in December 2020, will finally be able to initiate withdrawals if they want to. Of course, the big question is how ETH's price will react and whether it'll trigger selling pressure. Past major upgrades have proved underwhelming when it comes to Ether's performance, possibly because they've already been priced in. And when it comes to whether validators will shut up shop, Glassnode estimates that just 1% of the 18.1 million ETH that's within the deposit contract will be offloaded. Long-awaited consumer price index figures from the US have landed, and inflation during March came in at 5%, slightly less than the 5.1% economists have forecast. While still above the target rate of 2%, this is their lowest level in 2 years, and all of this will fuel analyst expectations that the Federal Reserve is going to slow the pace of interest rate hikes. CoinMarketCap data shows that Bitcoin neared $30,500 on Wednesday, but failed to accelerate beyond this. The world's biggest cryptocurrency has risen by 6.67% over the past week, comfortably outperforming most major altcoins. And Bitcoin's dominance, its overall share of the total market cap of crypto, is continuing to creep up and currently sits at 47.4%. For much of 2022, MicroStrategy was on the losing side of an enormous bet. But now the business intelligence firm is on the brink of changing the narrative. Bitcoin's recent spike meant that Michael Saylor's company was briefly sitting on a modest profit when it came to its vast war chest of 140,000 Bitcoin. At the time of writing, MicroStrategy has spent $4.28 billion on its Bitcoin reserves, and they currently have a value of $4.2 billion. Of course, this is still a long ways off from the billions of dollars in paper profits that the company had enjoyed at the peak of the 2021 bull run, but Michael Saylor is holding firm. And he has continued to increase MicroStrategy's Bitcoin allocation in recent months. He recently points to how Bitcoin was the top performing asset class in Q1. Billionaire crypto and Doge enthusiast Elon Musk has given a hastily arranged interview to the BBC in which he admitted that the pain level has been extremely high since he bought Twitter. The CEO revealed that he often sleeps in the office because of his punishing workload, which also involves running Tesla. He also acknowledged that some of his past tweets have been controversial and conceded that tweeting after 3 a.m. it's probably not a good idea. While there wasn't much discussion on crypto matters on the live interview, days after he inexplicably changed the website's logo to Doge, he did claim that Twitter is back to breaking even after wooing back advertisers. It's not been boring, it's been quite a roller coaster, Musk said. And finally, a former investment banker has been charged with operating a crypto investment fraud scheme. Rashawn Russell was arrested in Brooklyn and is accused of defrauding numerous investors to fund his lavish lifestyle. As is common in such cases, it's alleged that he had promised victims large and guaranteed returns, but in reality it's claimed that this capital was used for gambling, extravagant purchases, and repaying other investors. One victim who requested to withdraw their funds was allegedly sent a doctored wire transfer confirmation to make it seem like the transaction had been finalized. Russell is 27 years old and used to work for Deutsche Bank. If he's convicted, he faces up to 20 years behind bars. And speaking of bars, of all the engagement spiels and all the crypto news and all the internet, you had to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click on that little bell icon to get buzzed whenever a new Crypto Espresso video goes live. Thoughts on today's episode? Well, drop us a line in those comments below, because I read them and I take them far too seriously, and I have to have a discussion with my therapist about that. Questions about today's headlines or crypto in general? Take the plunge and ask Alex in that description below. Alex is always a great resource for all things Web3 and the metaverse, and that about does it for today. Again, I've been your host, Andrew. These have been your headlines, and we'll see all of your beautiful shining faces tomorrow.